Well, the crazy train is continuing to run at full speed. No brakeman, no conductor, nothing. Just running crazy down the track and, you know, slaying everything in sight. Good old Trump. Good old Vance. Good old Musk. They're the three stooges of the world. And I just saw that J.D. Vance is now threatening NATO that the U.S. will pull out if they don't stop being mean to their buddy Musk. That means the European nations are putting regulations on Twitter and Tesla, and Trumpty Dumpty and Vancy Boy don't like that. And I'm sure Musk doesn't either, because he's a dork too. So, this is their threat. We're going to pull out of NATO if you don't stop doing this. First of all, I thought we'd already pulled out of NATO, numbnuts. What does this threat mean? The other thing is, Trump thinks that all he has to do is snap his fingers and everybody will do what he says. He's telling other countries how to regulate things in their jurisdiction. And I think if anybody had tried to do that, if France or Germany or China or, God forbid, Canada, he's so pissed off at Canada, if they said, Trump, you can't do this anymore, we don't like it, he'd have an absolute explosion. He's so hell-bent on everybody obeying him and doing his will, he can't see past his own nose. And it just keeps getting crueler and crueler and crueler. He's canceling the suicide hotline for LGBTQIA teenagers. And we already know that there's some, like the state of Utah, suicide amongst teenagers was the number one cause of death amongst the LGBTQIA community. And he wants to regulate people based on their medical history? What the fuck is that? If we regulated him on his medical history, his tubble-lard ass would be in prison. It's just insane. It's all what he wants to do. His level of cruelty, his level of stupidity. And it's matched only by those who are in the cult. Anybody who has a mind that can think a little bit critically, even a tiny bit critically, knows that Trump is off his rocker. He's completely stupid. He has no concept of history. He has no concept of how the government works. Somebody says something to him and he latches onto it forever and thinks that's the answer to everything. He's done that with tariffs. He's doing this with deportation. He is contradicting things that he has already passed legislation on in his first term, and now he's coming along and switching it and saying, no, that's not what I want. He doesn't know what the hell he wants. Absolutely doesn't. I see lots and lots of people talking out about him, but nobody seems to be doing anything. What do you think we should do? I'm at a loss right now. We keep protesting. It's getting more and more dangerous for marginalized communities to go out there and protest. So it's up to the white people. But the majority of white people are too lazy to go protest, or they're part of the whole MAGA cult. If you're not, at least make some posts on social media saying that you disagree with what this administration is doing. I, for one, I have friends on social media. They don't say a word. They say nothing. I have a couple of friends and a cousin who are very vocal about how they feel about him, but everybody else isn't. So I think to myself, well, then they approve. They approve of what Trump is doing because they're not saying otherwise. They're just being quiet. Silence is compliance. If you don't speak out, then what is going to happen to you? Do you think that your being quiet is going to protect you? I know a lot of people, because I had been in the Mormon church, I know a lot of people who are still in the Mormon church. He doesn't like Mormons. He doesn't like Mormons. And even if you don't say a word about him, there's going to be a time when he's going to come for you. You just wait and see. If we don't stop him before he gets to that, nobody's doing anything. I just heard a nice speech by Al Gore. Well, whoop-de-doo, Al, but what are you doing? You can point your finger at him and tell him he's unconstitutional and he's breaking the law. But what are you going to do to stop him? You're somebody who has a modicum of power. Little old me sitting in my house, little white old lady. What power do I have? I can raise my voice. And I'm doing that. But by God, if more of us don't start doing something, then we're going to see firsthand what it's like to live in a wasteland of fascism. Speak out. Love your neighbors. Stand up against oppression. Don't be scared. We're all scared. We're all fucking scared. So take a stand and let your voice be heard.